So now Pilate's received Jesus again, and this time he simply can't pass him along. So in verse 13 it says this: Pilate called together the chief priests, the leaders, and the people, and said to them, "You have brought me this man as one who subverts the people. But in fact, after examining him in your presence, I have found no grounds to charge this man with those things you accuse him of. Neither has Herod, because he sent him back to us. Clearly, he has done nothing to deserve death. Therefore, I will have him whipped and then release him. For according to the festival, he had to release someone to them." So Pilate believed Jesus to be innocent of charges deserving death. However, verse 18 says, "Then they all cried out together, 'Take this man away, release Barabbas to us.' He had been thrown into prison for a rebellion that had taken place in the city and for murder." Pilate, wanting to release Jesus, addressed them again, but they kept shouting, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" A third time he said to them, "Why? What has this man done wrong? I have found in him no grounds for the death penalty. Therefore I will have him whipped and then release him." But they kept up with the pressure, demanding with loud voices that he be crucified, and their voices won out. So Pilate decided to grant their demand and release the one they were asking for, who had been thrown into prison for rebellion and murder. But he handed Jesus over to their will. We need to understand a couple things about Barabbas. The most important of which, this man was part of a rebellion. You see, when Jesus entered Jerusalem, they gladly accepted him and they thought he was the Messiah that God had promised. Only one issue. The Messiah that the Jews wanted was a political Messiah who was going to free them from the Romans and set up a kingdom there on earth. That was not Jesus. Jesus came to die for their sins. He did not come to set up the kingdom at that time. But Barabbas had already participated in a rebellion. If they wanted to get political freedom, if they wanted political power, Barabbas, instead of Jesus, is the one that they want.